Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of tonight's Lucha Underground episode. This is week 3, part 3 of Ultima Lucha Tres, and it was a good show tonight. Really good week 3 of Ultima Lucha Tres. We had 3 good matches that I really enjoyed. And next week, it's going to be the finale, part 4 of Ultima Lucha Tres. It's just going to be the finale of Ultima Lucha Tres. And it's going to be 2 hours, which is awesome. 3 really good matches that are going to happen next week. So that's going to be all of 2 hours next week. But I really wish that Lucha Underground would go 2 hours because it really deserves it. Because of the match quality and the awesomeness that it is. It deserves to be 2 hours. I hope sometime down the line El Rey Network extends it to 2 hours, but who knows? It's probably not going to happen though. But only one could wish that it would be 2 hours. And so let's get started with the review. The show kicked off tonight with Sexy Star versus Taya in a last Luchadora stand-in match. Good match. Really liked this match. Before the match started, we saw Taya come out to the ring. She bought a baseball bat with her. And then Sexy Star ends up coming out. The match began with Taya showing Sexy Star her brass knucks. And Sexy Star ended up taking out brass knucks of her own, and she ended up kicking Taya's out of the ring. And then Taya just takes down Sexy Star, and they just both start going at it. Sexy Star then we saw her kick Taya, and then she hit a couple of her Karanas, which were really good. And then Taya is out of the ring. She ends up catching Sexy Star and slams her into the cage, where the crowd are sitting and standing at. And we saw both women just exchange kicks. Taya ended up hitting a low blow to Sexy Star. She took Sexy Star and put her on like a group of chairs where the crowd sits, and Taya ends up going for a cannonball, but Sexy Star ended up rolling out of the way, and then Taya just landed on those chairs. And we saw both of them just exchange chops, and Sexy Star was throwing Taya across the temple, and we saw Sexy Star rub Taya on on one of the cages, and that led to Taya, being busted open, bleeding from the forehead. And after that, we saw Sexy Star take some bottles. I think it was one bottle, which was a beer bottle, and she just hit it. She just slammed it, broke it on Taya's head. Sexy Star, after that, ends up bringing out a table, and she slams Taya's head to the table, and Taya ends up reversing it, and she threw Sexy Star, she was throwing Sexy Star across the temple now. And, the crowd was really into this match. They were really hyped up for the match. They were really hyped up during this match. We saw Taya ended up bringing out a table of her own, and she ended up putting it on top of the first table, which Sexy Star brought out. Then it was just Sexy Star and Taya just kicking, and Taya ended up punching, Sexy Star in the throat. And Sexy Star and Taya climbed back into the crowd. They hit each other with chops and forearms to the chest. Taya then choked Sexy Star, and Sexy Star then fell back onto 2 tables that were stacked up, and she ended up taking Taya down also with her through the tables. Sexy Star ended up getting up and win the match because Taya, didn't get up whatsoever. So Sexy Star ends up winning the match, which is awesome. But it was a good match, a good last Luchadora standing match. Really liked it. And then when Lucha Underground came back from commercial, the next match was the Reptile Tribe versus the Mack, Killshot, and Dante Fox for the Lucha Underground Trios Championship. And another good match. Pindar and Dante Fox ended up starting the match. We saw Killshot and Dante Fox wrapped up after their match that they had 2 weeks ago. After that awesome match that they put on, and it was just a good match. Really enjoyed this match. It was back and forth between all of them, with the Reptile Tribe and Mack and Killshot, Dante Fox. We saw Dante Fox end up bleeding a little bit, because his back was still injured from the match that he had with Killshot 2 weeks ago. The match ended with Mack hitting a stunner, and then Killshot hit the double foot stomp on Pindar, and Killshot goes for the pin, and they win the Trios championships. They're the new Trios champions, the Mack, Killshot, and Dante Fox, which that's really awesome. And the shocked look on Dante Fox's face was priceless. But it was a enjoyable match. It was an enjoyable match. Really liked it. It was a really good match. And then after that, that's when Matt Striker and Vampiro preview the final 3 matches for next week for the 2-hour last part of Ultima Lucha Tres. And the remaining 3 matches are El Dragon Azteca versus Matanza in a steel cage match, which that's going to be really crazy. Cage versus Mil Muertes versus Jeremiah Crane in a gauntlet match. And sorry about that, my mother came into the room here. But as I was saying, it's going to be Cage versus Mil Muertes versus Jeremiah Crane in a gauntlet match. That's going to be pretty awesome. And then, of course, the last match to end Ultima Lucha Tres, Prince Puma versus Johnny Mundo for the Lucha Underground Championship. That's going to be a really awesome match to see. And I've heard rumors saying that Prince Puma might be going to WWE because what I heard, Triple H is high on Prince Puma, which his other name is Ricochet. So that's going to be pretty cool because he's going to be a free agent, and so if that rumor is true, that's going to be pretty coal for WWE to bring Prince Puma in, as long as he's not, as long as they don't put him with the cruiserweights. As long, like I said, as long as they don't put him in the 205 live. So, but that's gonna be it's gonna be an awesome show next week. 2-hour show. And then after that, we had the main event, which was Pentagon Dark versus Son of Havoc in a ladder match for the Gift of the Gods Championship. This was an awesome match. Really good match. We had a stare down between the both of them. They were shoving each other. We saw Havoc land a big boot to Pentagon Dark. Havoc was dominating through the early portions of the match. He was throwing and tossing Pentagon across the temple. We saw Havoc take a ladder and he threw it to Pentagon. Havoc ended up throwing the ladder into the ring. And then Pentagon, raised the ladder to Havoc's chin. And then, that's when Pentagon brought the ladder into the ring, and he then threw it at Havoc, which was pretty crazy. Pentagon ended up bringing a tall ladder into the ring, and then he brought in numerous tall ladders to Havoc, which was pretty cool. And then Pentagon started placing each ladder on each of the corners of the ring, and Pentagon did a kick to Havoc in the face, and Havoc hit a back elbow to Pentagon, and then another big boot to lay him out. Then we saw Havoc place a ladder on top of Pentagon, and then Havoc went for the shooting star press, and then this was really awesome. He went for the shooting star press, but Pentagon Dark actually countered it with a mid-air cutter, which was really awesome to see. It was really good counter. And then Pentagon just started throwing a lot of chairs into the ring, and Havoc managed to get managed to take somewhat control of the match. Havoc ended up setting up chairs in the center of the ring, which was good. And then Havoc then went for a suplex to Pentagon, but Pentagon ended up blocking it. And then he countered it into a back pile driver onto chairs. So he ended up putting Havoc into chairs, which was awesome. We saw Pentagon setting up the ladder in the center of the ring. He started climbing up the ladder. He then put another ladder on on top of the first ladder, which was really cool. Then we saw Pentagon put another table into the ring, and pretty much they start brawling for a bit, and then Pentagon choke slams Havoc through the tables, and then that's when Pentagon climbs the ladder and grabs the Gift of the Gods championship, which I called it. I knew Pentagon was going to win the match. Really happy for that happened. He deserves that title from the match that he put on. Really enjoy that. Glad that they gave him the Gift of the Gods championship. Really enjoy that. But it was a good main event. Really enjoyed the match. It was really crazy. The crowd was behind both of them during the match. It was just awesome. It was an awesome ladder match, and it was very different from a WWE type ladder match. Every second they're like climbing up the ladder trying to retrieve the title, and they ended up just pushing the ladder, pushing them off the ladder. This was just they just started brawling and doing their thing, and they weren't climbing the ladder every 5 minutes, 10 minutes or anything like that. So, but yeah, so all in all, it was an awesome match, awesome main event. Really liked it. So yeah, so anyways, that's it for my review of tonight's Lucha Underground episode, which was part 3, week 3 of Ultima Lucha Tres. Can't wait for next week. Can't wait to see what the finale of Ultima Lucha Tres brings. Like I said, it's going to be a 2-hour show next week. Really looking forward to it. And so yeah, so anyways, thank you all for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and until next video, I'll see you all later. Bye.